What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Fucking pumped to be here. Happy to have y'all. Great week, great Tuesday. Didn't find out till Wednesday morning, but man, I think I might just do showdowns from now on, the way these things are going. Got to be contrarian. I thought I was biting the bullet, but FanDuel took them an extra day to pay us, but we'll take it. This right here is going to be a showdown in the afternoon. I don't usually do these, but it's a huge matchup, and there's a lot more money this week. So I figured I'd break this one down a little bit for y'all. You got TB12 versus Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers at the end of his peak. Tom Brady peaked probably like 8 years ago. Who knows? The guy's still killing it, though. He's still putting up top 10 QB stats, top 5 a lot of weeks. Now he's got all his healthy weapons. Let's take a look at the O-line, D-line matches up. First of all, matches up. Matches up is brought to you in part by Michter's Bourbon. Actually, this is the American whiskey, but who the fuck knows? Anyway, got some notes for you. Not that y'all need to see them, but it's a little easier this way. Green Bay O-line, 4th in run blocking, 1st in pass protection. Those are aggregates of aggregates. Don't get me started on how that got broken down. Tampa Bay, 13th in run blocking, 8th in pass protection. So you got two very solid offensive lines. But then on the defensive side, Tampa Bay, number 2 against the run, 4th against the pass, giving up 17 sacks so far this season. Green Bay, 21st against the run, 5th against the pass, giving up 12 sacks this season so far. So slight advantage to Tampa Bay's running game. So a lot of people are going to be on Rojo for the main slate as well as for the showdown. Rojo being Ronald Jones. Not a bad play, although that backfield's getting a little crowded. Looks like Fournette might suit up, McCoy as well. That's the only concern there, but I still like him. He has a great matchup. He gets some in the passing game, too. This game has the potential to shoot out. Even though it's two good defenses, you've got two quarterbacks who can pick apart any defense at any time. Looking at defenses in secondary, let's take a look at Tampa Bay. Well, I guess we'll start with their secondary. Carlton Davis on the right is going to shadow Devontae Adams. That's the premier matchup of the night. Carlton Davis giving up 0.26 fantasy points per route ran against this season. Not to say that Devontae Adams won't eat. It's just maybe he only catches like 7 of his 14 targets for 80 yards and a touchdown instead of just blowing up the slate. That's still enough to win a fantasy showdown slate any day of the week. You might need to have him just because of the raw points. So good matchups, they reduce efficiency, but that doesn't mean you got to steer away from them. In the slot, you got Sean Murray bunting, giving up 0.57. That's way too many fantasy points per route ran against. So that's a really good matchup there. Then on the left side, you got Jamal Dean giving up 0.32 fantasy points per route ran against. On the other side, you've got Kevin King on the right, 83% of the time, giving up 0.36 fantasy points per route ran against. Showdown Sullivan in the slot giving 0.14, which is extremely low fantasy points per route ran against. And then Jair Alexander, of course, he's going to spend about 70% on the left side of the field. And this cat's giving about 0.32 fantasy points per route ran against. So two very good secondaries. A little bit of room to exploit in the slot there. Not sure what we're going to do yet. We'll have to look at some lineup construction. Rojo, always in play. Because of that advantage there. Aaron Jones, a little pricey on both sides. Like him more on FanDuel because FanDuel is more touchdown dependent. I still think he finds the end zone this weekend. I just don't know if he's going to blow it up. Also, he might not be as involved in the receiving game with Devontae Adams back in the rotation. Do like some Jamal Williams for some value here, though. He's real cheap on DraftKings with the full point per reception. You know he's going to get some targets. Same thing with a guy like Keyshawn Vaughn. If Leonard Fournette does not suit up, that's a really good value play at $200. Gets you some savings for some studs. So let's add them to the player pool here, and then we'll move along to wide receiver. Wide receiver, this is the cream of the crop, folks. I mean, what else could you ask for? You got Aaron Rodgers throwing to Devontae Adams. You got Tom Brady throwing to Godwin and Evans. They're all in play. Adams, as we went over, has a bit of a tough matchup. He's going to get followed all over the field. That being said, a guy like that, you can't really keep him down. All you can do is reduce his effectiveness. If anything, it opens up some contrarian plays to MVS. He lines up outside, opposite Adams. A little bit in the slot, but he's more of a home run hitter, deep threat kind of guy. So maybe he sees some more bombs, some more actions, less people will be on him. Projected ownership 2% right now. I like me some MVS at 2% for sure. Has the opportunity to get you 100 yards and a touchdown, no problem. Scotty Miller, not as involved when Godwin is on the field, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. He is a lot cheaper and lower owned. But yeah, I mean, Mike Evans is only 3% owned right now, so I'm probably going to Evans and Godwin and just leaving Scotty out. Maybe I'll go for him if I have to. Well, we'll look at a lot of constructions a little bit further down the road here. Outside of that, Taylor and Shepard, one of these two guys is going to be running in the slot because of all the injuries. So take a shot at one. Pick your poison. Not really sure. It looks like Taylor got 3 targets last game. I'm sorry, Shepard got 3 targets last game. Taylor got 1. So maybe go to Shepard. Your guess is as good as mine, but sometimes it's that one cheapo guy. It's going to be one of those 2 guys, or it's going to be a guy like Mercedes Lewis down here, who is way too cheap on DraftKings at 400. Somebody like that. Tanyan had his peak game last weekend. I played the crap out of him. I was real happy. I told you all to play him too, so hopefully you all listen to me. Not really getting over to Gronk that much this week. I really think he's like a 3 or 4 catch ceiling kind of guy week to week. Might find the end zone. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. I got nothing against him. But I'd rather go to someone like Brait or Lewis. Probably not going to pay up for Tanyan. He was a big part of that passing game with Devontae Adams back. That knocks him down. A few less looks in the red zone for him. Although he could be the guy. He could get 2 catches for 18 yards and a touchdown, and you might need him to win. That's just how she works. Not going near defenses. Kickers, maybe 1. Not a terrible play. Don't want anything to do with defenses this week. Let's go to the lineup optimizer and take a little look. So we already generated this one, but we can re-optimize with our... last time I tried this, I broke it. I had to refilm the whole fucking thing, which is what I'm doing now. TV12 at the MVP with Suck Up, Aaron Rodgers, Tanyan, Rojo, Scotty Miller. I've seen worse. I don't like playing. I mean, you've got about a 7 or 8% chance that that's the optimal lineup on DraftKings. On FanDuel, way better to play them. Quarterbacks at captain. You really want a wide receiver or a running back at MVP on DraftKings. So with that in mind, let's put Adams there. We'll just get rid of Tom Brady, as many Broncos fans would have liked to have done a long time ago. Shout out where I live. Let's see. We definitely don't need Tawny, and we're going to do some bring back here. We're going to get us some Evans. We saw was a little bit lower owned, up to 3% ownership. Where are we now? We're a little heavy here. We need to get Aaron Rodgers 1 other target. So it's MVS or Skin. Let's go MVS. He's going to be lower owned. And then, Williams, because he gets a lot of, there you go. Perfect. There's a tournament lineup for you folks. Leaving a bunch on the table. You got Adams at captain, Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball, because if this guy goes off, this guy's going to go off too. You got Suck Up the kicker, and you got Evans, part of the bring back there. MVS, Jamal Williams. Don't love the kicker as part of the bring back, but what are you going to do? Can we get? Do we have Scotty over there? There we go. Scotty Miller. You're still saving 700. That's a good lineup. We'll save that one. We'll see how she does and report back next week. Now let's look at FanDuel. Single game. Take a little swig while the computer does its thing. I have probably one of the most intimidating whiskey collections y'all will ever see. Maybe I'll do a podcast with that someday. That's why I always have good booze on my little show. Rojo up top, not too bad, but I'm not going to play Tom Brady and Fournette and Rojo. So let's kind of steer that around a little bit. That is too much negative correlation for this cat. I will, however, do something like this. There you go. Now you've pretty much fit most of your touchdowns in there. You've saved 500. You're hoping Rojo goes for 2 here, and then Tanyan goes for 1, and you're hoping that these guys have pretty good days as well. That's kind of how you want to play it. Personally, if I'm really, excited to get all these pass catchers in, I might go with like a Rodgers captain get rid of TB12 for some savings. Take some Rojo there. And then, or actually, you know what? It would be better to do like a Godwin. Something like this. Where is... Yeah, there you go. Something like that. That's a good, that's a good build. You've left enough on the table there. Where you could even... Can't quite get to Mike Evans. But yeah, that's, Rodgers, if you're going to play him in the captain on FanDuel, always viable. The average median projection of a quarterback is always the highest, so they always play out better as MVPs on FanDuel. Plus, you don't have to worry about the 1.5 times the savings or salary. So you got Brayton, Godwin, so you got a red zone target, and a slot who's going to see a lot of volume. As a bring back, Adams and Scanling, the two, you got volume with Adams and deep threat with Scanling. That's not a bad build as well. That'll get us out of here. Hope all you guys do well with this lineup, projection, software, whatever. Don't take these lineups because everyone's going to copy. Well, actually, no one's following me, so 15 people will copy me. But, I'm not selling lineups. That's a scam. Don't ever fucking pay for lineups. This is all free. I'm just sharing with you my hobby. I make money off of this. Hopefully, y'all will too. What else can I say? Please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. This costs you nothing. I do spend time on this, a lot of time on the research. And it is a little unnerving being on camera because most of you who know me know I'm a super private person. This is, it only took me 40 years to come out of my shell, folks. So cheers. Thank you, everybody, all the nice words. We'll see you next time. Links below for $1 for this draft dashboard. 30 days, $1. Get access to all my picks for however long you want it, and all the ownership projection stuff, which is nice on Sunday morning when you want to pivot. We'll see you next time. Thanks, folks.